Hello, welcome to Link Live. My name is Marina Mayer, Editor-in-Chief of Food Logistics and Supply and Demand Chain Executive.
And I'm Brielle Jagle, I'm the Managing Editor.
And today is exciting because today we are revealing the overall winner of Food Logistics Rockstars of the Supply Chain Award. I'm so excited. This year's overall winner continues to lead the charge in serving safe, high-quality food, provides ongoing mentoring and advocating for innovation, implements cold chain traceability, and prioritizes ongoing partnerships with cross-functional teams. Ladies and gentlemen of our Link Live audience, we introduce to you our overall winner of Food Logistics 2022 Rockstars of the Supply Chain Award. If you can undo your video so we can see you. Yay!
Thank you.
Everybody meet Lindsey Miller, Senior Director of Quality Assurance for Bloomin' Brands. Lindsey, welcome to the program. We're so excited to have you on today's Link Live. Congratulations on being named our overall winner for Food Logistics Rockstars of the Supply Chain Award. We're so excited for you. Let's kind of talk about you. Tell our audience about yourself and your journey and kind of how you got to this stage in your career.
Sure. Yeah, no, and thank you so much for having me, Brielle, Marina, and the team. I really appreciate it. And it is fun to celebrate. So yes, I've always had a passion for food. It started very, very early on in life as a child. My younger brother and I both were born with a milk allergy. And, my heart goes out to folks with allergies, but we started prepping because there wasn't a lot of dairy-free back then. Food from scratch. So we made everything, with dairy products. We made from scratch our ice cream. I remember chocolate chip ice cream, making that as a kid. And so it just really developed a passion for preparation and food quality. And then, fortunately grew out of that allergy. I'm so lucky to have had that happen. And then at age 8, got salmonella poisoning from actually fluid dairy products. And this is way before, it's a super unfortunate event, but I'm standing here today. This was before fluid dairy products were pasteurized. And so it really was kind of the foundation for how important food safety was in life. And I didn't know it then, but know it now that, it was so pivotal in my journey. I'm fortunate enough to have worked through many areas of the food service industry, manufacturing, the food service side, guest-facing side. Started my first job at age 16, working for Boston Market, and then followed by Brinker. And those roles were both front of house, back of house. You really got that heavy experience of serving guests, food preparation, had a couple of training roles, and maintained that job with Brinker through college at Purdue, which was just great experience to have from a restaurant perspective for where I am today. And post Purdue, landed a role with ConAgra Foods, which was super, super cool. I'm grateful for. They are just a best-in-class company, and they have so many different food categories that I was exposed to, which is really, really cool. And I was lucky enough to leave the Midwest actually after that. We got to reload to Florida and had an opportunity to join Burger King brands. And with Burger King based in Miami, Florida, had roles in both quality assurance, new product development. And same thing, it was across multiple food categories, some really, really cool experience that was never the same day twice, supporting global innovation and food development and quality assurance. And then Bloomin' Brands is the big next job after that, for where I am today. About 10 years ago, joined the team they were centralizing the QA functions. And with Bloomin', had the opportunity to join at that time, which was a super awesome time to join a best-in-class company that has great principles and beliefs, and continue upon that foundation and really put some great systems and processes in place with the teammates. And currently have a role with food safety and QA at Bloomin' Brands. So I'm very lucky.
What did you know about the industry before jumping into it? I know, you gave a little bit detail about that story. I mean, about you getting salmonella poisoning, which is crazy.
It's crazy, yes.
But is that what drew you to the supply chain?
Yeah, for sure on the food safety side, food safety is such a pivotal part of the supply chain. But what I was really interested in too was just that nutrition and food science background, loved science experiments, loved being the hands-on, very, very interesting to me. And I quickly learned through those jobs post-college in the restaurant world that the supply chain is super complex. It keeps you on your toes. It's constant learning, which I love. And, I really love that hands-on approach with cross, collaboration, learning. And so supply chain was just a perfect fit for, my background and foundation. So very lucky to find a career that I enjoy.
Well, here we are. The pandemic, there's a labor shortage, there's empty grocery store shelves, restaurants closing. Everybody's like, oh, the supply chain is so great. And then you kind of get into the thick of it. And here we are with all these supply chain disruptions. So kind of walk us through what you and your team have kind of been doing this past year. Your nomination form was fantastic. And that's what kind of drove us to selecting you as the winner. So kind of walk us through some of those processes.
Yes, the pandemic. And it'll be nice someday when we're not talking about the pandemic. It'll be great. Well, we're very, fortunate at Bloomin' Brands and, myself and the quality assurance team that going into it, we had very, very solid processes, SOPs in place, and a great baseline to set us up for success. Through that pandemic, we were able to continue to leverage, technology and automation and our systems that were in place to be more agile and nimble. Because that was the key, of the pandemic for all of us in supply chain, including, food safety QA. How quick can you turn on that dime? So we, process all of our food and beverage vendors through an EQMS software platform system. So we continue to leverage that technology, and we were also able to pivot and leverage our substitution process within that pandemic to, really move quicker, and be more agile. And we have a risk assessment approach that we do use as part of the assessment of the product, the suppliers, the facilities. And we were able to just leverage that along with, very fortunate to work with seasoned professionals across the supply chain here at Bloomin' and the QA team, that some great experience across lots of categories. That was so pivotal and key that we could make quick decisions, mitigate risk, and then move quickly. So very, very lucky for that, having the foundation and then, the pivot agile process, which was helpful. And the thing that I appreciate the most really about, Bloomin' and our supply chain team to share is that just we're so solution minded. It's a team of individuals that are very, yes, find a solution, find a path, get the food to the restaurant, deliver the best products, make it easier on our operators that are serving guests every day. So really appreciate that we're very solution minded, and we'll continue to leverage those, going forward.
If you could ask your younger self just one question, what advice would you give?
Oh, yes, good one. Younger self, and what I share with my kids too, is just expose yourself to, different careers, career days, internships, definitely was fortunate enough to have some exposure in internships. And, we currently provide that here at Bloomin'. Just, it's such a great way to explore different areas and find your passion. For me, I'm very, very lucky to have found a career that I'm passionate about, because then it doesn't feel like work every day. It's something that you enjoy, and enjoy the people you're working with because they love what they're doing, and then doesn't feel like work. So one thing too is that, younger self back then is just learn from the mistakes. We're a company and a quality assurance team that it's okay to make the mistakes. It happens, it's a journey, and that just share the learnings, optimize, and move on, and that it's okay to have that happen.
So then kind of going forward, what would your goals be for your future self?
Yeah, it's just really continue that preventative food safety. I have a solid mindset. The team has a solid mindset of just preventative food safety, and feel very strongly, along with lots of my peers in the industry, is that food safety is not a competitive advantage, and we should continue to share those best practices and continue to learn together and win together. A lot of these task force groups were formed more closely over the pandemic. Some of the groups were in place pre-pandemic, but we also formed a lot of working groups through the pandemic to just really share those best practices and win together in the non-competitive environment. So it's super important to me to continue that journey and push forward with that best practice sharing approach.
So with that, how does it feel to be named the overall winner of Food Logistics Rockstars of the Supply Chain Award?
Oh, it does feel good. It's awesome. Super humbling, and it's near and dear to my heart, the term rock star. That's what David Thino, one of my mentors, it's a name that may ring a bell with a lot of folks. He used to call me rock star. So super nice to have that go side by side with this award. Just humbled, appreciated. And then what's so cool about it is that our roles in supply chain and quality assurance are so behind the scenes. It's a lot of just make the magic happen behind the scenes, and it's not so forward facing. So it means even more to just be recognized and appreciated with the award because it is so behind the scenes. So thank you for that. Huge thanks.
I love that, because that is kind of the whole purpose of these awards, is to kind of bring all the people that are behind the scenes, making the magic happen, making the supply chains move, making them safe, efficient.
Yes.
And so that was huge. I appreciate that. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. Lindsey, congratulations. This is so exciting. We're so happy for you. And a big congratulations to all of our winners of this year's Rockstars of the Supply Chain Award. Go to foodlogistics.com right now to learn more about Lindsey, and then check foodlogistics.com again on February 14th to learn more about the remainder of our winners. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Thank you to Link Live.